Hi, my name is Alisher, and today I would like to talk about Taboola. Now, what is Taboola? Taboola is one of our traffic sources or traffic providers, whatever you want to call it. Let me refer and show you my good old PowerPoint presentation. As we can see, the traffic provider is at the end of the line. They are essentially a company that can help us show our ads and essentially attract people to that ad. So, a more famous examples of a traffic provider would be TikTok or Facebook, but one of the alternatives is Taboola. And today I would just like to kind of like go over what Taboola is, what does it offer, how do you work with it, and what are some of its advantages and stronger sides. All right, so let's begin. Uh, First of all, I'm going to say that I am showing old data on purpose so that in case you find some of this data interesting, I would strongly suggest not try and like overanalyze it because it's very old. Okay. All right. So what I want to go through is first just go through campaign creation and showcase some of its feature and what you can do alongside that process. Okay, so I'm going to press create a campaign. So I'm just going to select an account that it's going to be connected with. You can have multiple accounts, sort of like sub accounts um, attached to your main account, right? It can help with separating your buyers so that each and every one has their own account and can only see their own campaigns. So that is very, very useful. Then you give your campaign some sort of name. I'm just gonna put in something random, right? Then you say like brand name. I already have a suggestion here from my past. It's basically you kind of like indicate what kind of vertical you're interested in, and then you make sure that you input that it is search ads, right? So then we simply choose lead generation. Actually, I think we choose website engagement. All right. I just had to make sure real quick and check. Yeah, most of our buyers, they use lead generation over here. As far as conversion goal, that's something that you have to set up with help from the support on Taboola, but usually we simply choose account default. Again, you can start like you can input here when will your ad start running essentially, right? It will go through the regular checkups, for policy and stuff, and then you can check when will it begin. Again, what kind of time will it be running at, the status after the moderation. Then again, this is where something interesting can happen over here. You can select specific countries that you would like to target. You can choose specific, devices. Like let's say we only target mobile in this situation. You can choose some sort of country. Let's go with Australia. And you can also target only specific states or even a city. So as you can see, you can go very, very much in detail. Let's go with, I don't know, Acton. Okay, sure. Also, you can select this connection type, operating system, browser. You can block specific sites that you would like to ignore. We'll get back to that a bit later. So basically all of this, and let's see, pre-bid, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff we doesn't really matter. We don't really use that. So anyway, if you ever want to like learn more about it, I would recommend contacting someone from the Taboola website support. And by the way, they're supported like you did over here, and it's very good. You get answers very, very quickly. So don't hesitate to contact them. Anyway, so after you've done all that, you go on to next. You choose your strategy. So over here, again, you can choose anything you want. So CPA, it's kind of like basically Taboola will try and like, let's say I want $1 per conversion. and Taboola will try to target that and adjust bid and everything in accordance to that. Or you can say, no, I want to pay myself. I want to, like, let's say, pay some sort of amount per click. You know, this is where each buyer does their own thing. Some do automatic, some do not. For the sake of this example, I'm just going to go with maximize conversions because it's easier. You can set up how much, let's say, that's what I was talking about, how much cost per action or per conversion. Let's say I want $1 per conversion. You can set up how much you want to spend per day, like the limit. Let's say $50. What's the spending limit monthly, lifetime, all that kind of stuff. So basically, I think, yeah. So basically, this is where I would usually recommend leaving this on the optimized. Yeah, spend guard, all this kind of stuff. Usually leave it on. Leave that as well. And so basically, this is where we get to the interesting part, to the ad creation, right? So one of the coolest part about about ad creation in Taboola is how many things you can actually do. Again, you can give it a name. You would give it a URL. This is the URL you would usually get from Cloudflare, right? You can give it a name, all that kind of stuff. And the coolest thing is that you can upload your own images from your computer, or you can generate images using AI. So you can either like input an image and then try to make something from it. So basically image to image, or you can type in some sort of text. Let's say Australian man looking over the hills or something like that. Let's see. And so basically this feature is extremely useful. It's super easy to use, as you can see. Later on, it can help you generate titles for your ads, description, all that kind of stuff. It can do many, many, many wonderful things. So the way Tableau includes AI into it, it's one of its strongest features. So I'm pretty sure these images should have shown up, but it's a little bit glitching at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, there's that man. There's an Australian man, just like I asked, from multiple angles. Isn't that cool? You can just simply select him, and there you go. You'll be able to use this image for your ad, and that's it. Isn't that awesome? And again, it's copyright free. It's fully usable for your campaigns. It's just super, super useful. And again, you can extend the image. You can do so many things with it. It's just wonderful. You can even change the aspect ratio very easily. Anyway, so again, similar thing. As you can see, that's what I've been talking about before. It can help you make up titles. I don't know, what are we selling? Let's say we are selling something like dental implants. Implants. So that's the headline. This is what will catch people's attention. This is what is going to be on top of your ad, essentially. Yeah. And so it's very, very important. So if, let's say, you don't know what to say, you can, if you think that's too simple, you can always just rephrase, and basically it will try to come up with alternatives based on what you have written. uh, I think the input that I gave it is way too simple, so it will only give me simple answers. But yeah, once again, the idea is that in a very similar fashion to how it does things with images, it can do also a lot of things with is it discover the simplicity of dental implants. That's kind of bad, but my life improved with dental implants. Why not? That kind of stuff. Same thing as with description. I'm not sure if this actually works with descriptions. I don't think it does. Yeah, it's only with titles, but still, again, super useful tool, especially when you're making a lot of campaigns and a lot of ads, right? And call to action button, this is again, no specific one best option. It's just up to your vertical, up to how you do things. But yeah, so you can say like install now, learn more, for example, right? And yeah, After everything is done, you will be able to, let's say, one by, you can also like do variations made by AI, one by one, all that kind of stuff. So again, super many options. I'm not going to go through all of this, but hopefully you get the idea. Okay. This is the ad creation. And after you create your ads, this is where you're going to start working with the sites. So this is an example that I already have prepared. So this is the campaign that already had some traffic that went through it, right? And you can already see some of the websites that were showing up. Um, and once again, this is old data. This is no longer relevant, but it's just for the sake of example. So here so what the idea is that, and what's the biggest difference between Taboola and TikTok and Facebook is that Facebook and TikTok, they have people come to them, right? They have their own app. They already have their own social network. People come there and they look at ads, right? Taboola doesn't have their own app. Tableau doesn't have their own social network. What they have is many websites that they have contracts with. And basically, Tableau comes to the, that website owner and they say, hey, we can show ads on your website and pay you for every click on those ads, right? So basically, yeah, you can add another chain here, which would be like the website owner. And yeah, so traffic provider contacts the website owner and asks them to show their ads on their website, or basically our ads in this case, right? So what we learned is that kind of like our ads that we've just created, or like were created for the sake of this campaign, they were shown on these websites. And one of the very important steps now is to kind of like sort things through and like make sure, are those websites good? So kind of this is where you go into the step of like sorting through the websites and trying to understand, is this website good? Is it not? And you have plenty of statistics to work with. For example, we can see here that here the cost per click is higher, but it has like a pretty good CTR. So essentially, like out of this many showings of the ad, we had 174 clicks, aka 6% of the people that saw the ad actually clicked on it. But for example, this website, only 1% of the people clicked on the ad. And that can mean a lot of things, like for example, that the the website's content, like let's say the website is based on sports, and you are showing your dental implant ads on that sports website. So there can be a big mismatch between the content of the website and the content of your ads. So just because of this, if you're thinking that this is not really working, you can always just disable this website and no longer push traffic towards it. It's a very common practice, and that's one of the stronger sides of Taboola is, once again, is that you can see exactly where is your traffic going, and sorting through these websites and disabling those that you don't need is a very important part of search arbitrage when it comes to Taboola. Anyway, so here you can do many other things besides the websites. You can also see which ads perform better or worse, which countries, if you have a multinational campaign, which countries were showing themselves better or worse, which reasons, etc. Which platforms, it means like mobile or desktop, if you have it separated, which OS, and etc. So there's a lot of things that you can see and change. So I'm pretty sure if you go to OS, yeah, you can see which OS did better, like Android has more traffic instead of just iOS, etc. So again, many things that you can see here and optimize. Like all of this is, again, to optimize your campaign, to make sure that you have the most cheapest cost per click. So your click is cheap as it gets, but it also gives you the most revenue. It's the most efficient. So yeah, what I want to show is Taboola has a great AI features when it comes to creatives, when it comes to titles. It's easy to start since it's very easy to create ads thanks to AI. You don't need to look for them. You don't need to work with video. It's just static images most of the time. So that's very nice. And again, easy for beginners to work with. You have a lot of options on how to optimize your campaign by filtering out the websites and countries and all the other stuff. So that's also very useful. And yeah, these are the strong sides of Taboola, and this is why it can be very nice for beginners. But also, don't be afraid to start with TikTok or Facebook. It's just here I wanted to showcase that there is an option in the face of Taboola, and it might be a good idea to check it out. So yeah, just in case this video is not sponsored, we don't have we have relationships with them, but again, not sponsored, not anyway incentivized. I just wanted to share that this is an interesting platform that you can check out. Anyway, hopefully this video was useful. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you enjoyed your time. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.